One of the most common questions I get and some of the most viewed videos that I have deal with the question, hey Azul, do I have enough money to retire? And I've done different scenarios, and hopefully I've done one that pertains to your situation. But today I'm actually going to teach you how to fish. I'm by this beautiful mountain creek here. People do fly fish downstream from here. So rather than me do the fishing and giving you the fish, giving you the answer to that question, I'm going to introduce you to a free online tool where you can put in your own specifics and play around with different assumptions. It's a really good tool. It's not as robust as what professionals use, but for free, it's really darn good. Candidly, they could easily, in my opinion, charge $50 a month for a tool like this. It's free now, so stay to the end and I'll introduce you to it. Okay, so here's the assumptions I put into the model, and you can use my assumptions to kind of walk you through as you're using the tool yourself. So I assume that this person, this hypothetical person, is going to have a Social Security payment of $1,800 a month. I'm assuming they're already 65 and they're going to start taking Social Security right away. I assume that inflation is going to be 4%, which is what the historical average has been over the last 100 years in the US. I'm using a 50-50 portfolio, 50% in the stock market, 50% in bonds. I'm assuming that the stock market is on average over time going to give us an 8% return, and bonds are going to give me a 4% return. Now, importantly, this tool doesn't use the average. It runs simulations. The challenge with assuming you're going to get 8% every year in the stock market is that's just not how it works. And it's like somebody that drowns in a lake that has an average depth of 3 feet, right? Well, the average depth might have been 3 feet, but not where this person was. And the same thing can happen in the stock market. It's really easy to quote unquote drown if you don't take into account the variations that the market provides. Okay, so those are the assumptions I put in. Now I'm going to go through 3 different scenarios. The first one is a retiree that wants to spend $5,000 a month in total, including Social Security. So it's $5,000 a month, and I assume that they're going to pay a 20% tax. They're in the blended 20% tax bracket. And at this income, likely 85% of their Social Security is going to be taxed as ordinary income. And I should say none of this is financial advice, and you should not take the results of this tool as gospel. You should take it as this is a way for me to get a feel of where I'm at. But when it comes to your specifics, you don't want to feel that you have enough money. You don't want to think you have enough money. You want to know. And I encourage you to work with a fee-only financial advisor to plan that out. Okay, let's jump in. So at $5,000 a month, somebody that's 65 and they're getting $1,800 a month from Social Security, if they started with $500,000 and they spent $5,000 a month, that's what their expenses are. This tool would say that money's going to last anywhere from 76 to 80 years old. And it's got a median. Half of the simulations, it runs 1,000 simulations. So 499 of them do better than 78. And 499 of them, the person runs out of money before 78. So it's the median situation. It's half cases are better, half cases are worse. So a lot of people would say, hey, Azul, I'm not comfortable with only half of the cases being at 78. I'm hoping to live a lot longer than that. So that was at 500,000. At $1 million, the worst case scenario was the money runs out at 86. And the best case is it never runs out, which is what you want, although that's leaving money on the table. And the median case is 95. So a lot of people would feel comfortable that they could spend $5,000 a month if they had $1 million. Now, the reality is only 10% of retirees have $1 million when they retire. So if you're not there, don't feel bad. You've got plenty of good company in your situation. Okay, let's keep going. So I'm going to run 3 analyses. The first one was $5,000 a month. Some people are saying, Azul, I want to be able to spend more than that. So the next analysis is at $10,000 a month. Now, all the assumptions from the previous case still apply. The person's 65, still getting $1,800 a month from Social Security. That's probably conservative for somebody that wants to be able to spend $10,000 a month. So the big difference is I'm assuming now this person's in a 25% blended tax bracket. And this tool allows you to put in what blended tax rate that you pay, including local tax, state and local income tax. Okay, so if you want to be able to spend $10,000 a month, this tool would say if you started with $1.5 million, your money would last anywhere from the age of 81 to 89 with a median of 84. Now, I think a lot of people would be okay with that. They'd be comfortable with that. The worst case scenario of 81 probably makes people nervous. 84 as a median is probably a little bit on the low side. So let's see if we can bump that up. If you wanted the median to go up to 89 or 90, you'd need $2.5 million. And with $2.5 million, you could spend $10,000 a month, adjusted for inflation every year. So it feels like you're spending $10,000. And this tool would say the money's going to last. The worst case scenario is 86. The best case scenario is you die with $2 million. And the median would be 89. So I think the vast majority of people would feel comfortable in that type of situation. Now let me run another analysis. Again, you can run, whatever your specific situation is with this tool that I'm about to share with you. But first, let me go through what if you want to spend $15,000 a month. So if you want to spend $15,000 a month, again, the person is 65 years old. Social Security is $1,800 a month. I didn't change any of that, but I did up the tax rate. I took the tax rate to 30%, and that's all taxes, all income taxes, including your state, local, and federal. And so $15,000 a month obviously is $180,000 a year. And so for this person, I started off looking at $2 million. At $2 million, the money would last anywhere from age 76 to age 80 with a median of 78. Not many people are going to be comfortable with that. At $3 million, the money would last anywhere from 81 to 89 with a median of 84. Some people would be comfortable with that, but not a whole lot. But if you had $4 million at the age of 65 and you started off, the money would last, the worst case scenario was 86 years old. The median case is you would die with $500,000, and the best case is you would die with $5 million. Okay, so what is this online tool? The online tool, I don't have an affiliation with it. I'm not sponsored. I'm just glad to see that there's a tool like this that takes into account the variations in the stock market and allows you to do what's called a Monte Carlo simulation. Again, it's not as robust as what professionals use. The idea, my view is the idea of this tool is to get you in the ballpark, and then please work with a professional to find out your specific situation and what you need. But the tool is called honestmath.com. So check that out, honestmath.com. Also check out this video here that talks about what is the average income for retirees in America. I'll see you in there. Bye-bye.